Varun, Jasprit Bumrah's deployment in the early stages of the Asia Cup has intrigued many because we aren't accustomed to seeing Bumrah bowl in the power play. What have you made of this tactic?
I don't agree with it at all because you need Bumrah two up top. Obviously, he's going to get you those wickets in the power play. But then if something goes wrong, you have Bumrah in the middle and then at the death. Or you have two overs of Bumrah at the death. Teams are going to find it very difficult to get away playing Bumrah. That being said, now India have found a third seamer, a third seaming option with Dube bowling really well last game, getting 2 wickets, especially on those wickets where he's tall, he can bowl into the wicket really well. So now India have an option. It's going to be interesting to see how India are going to deploy Bumrah, especially after he didn't have the best game against Pakistan. Just an anomaly, doesn't really go for that many. But that being said, two of Bumrah at the start and then keep two, either one in the middle and one at the back end or two at the back end.
Yeah, with that T20 World Cup lens that is applied on most games India play in the lead up, the, the question we're asking is what could this be in preparation for? Are there any real scenarios where India foresee not using Bumrah overs at the death?
Wow, I mean, you'll need a telescope for that. Because, I mean, you actually wonder. There are 15 T20Is before, after the Asia Cup and before the T20 World Cup starts. So, you can't plan that far ahead in life for most things. And you play the conditions, you go ahead and try and win the tournament that you are playing, and it is not a bilateral series where you say, okay, I'll try something and then I'll see what happens next time, because who cares about the bilateral series, no disrespect meant, but still that's the way it is. This is a strange tactic. I agree with Varun that they're still wondering whether what do we do with our third pacer, but again, that's a flawed logic. I mean, you bowl two for him. There are enough people who can bowl in the power play overs. There is Akshar Patel, who is very competent. Now Varun Chakravarti also bowls with a relatively new ball in the power play. So you got at least 3 over of spin available to you. And then there is Hardik Pandya and Jasprit Bumrah. I mean, how many bowlers do you need? So ideally, Bumrah should bowl only 2 and hold 2 of his overs for the latter half. If there is a partnership that develops, you deploy Bumrah. If that doesn't happen, you hold him back and then get him to bowl the 18th and the 20th if you're bowling first, or 17th or the 19th if you're defending. There is, I mean, I've totally, I'm not on board with the India's tactics of bowling 3 overs, and I can't even justify it with some kind of logic that they have an eye on the future. I don't see it that way.
Could it be a case, just wondering out loud almost, of wanting to park some death overs experience in the likes of Hardik and Dube?
I completely agree with Akash bhai. You can't take a punt and you can't think too much about the future in a tournament like the Asia Cup, because in a bilateral series, yes, you can play around with new ideas. You can move pieces of the puzzle around and try new ideas. But in a trophy like the Asia Cup, yes, nobody is really competing with India on the level we expected. That being said, 3 overs of Bumrah up top is quite ridiculous, if I may say that.